Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone, especially to Dr. Nuradila. So today we will present about student hostel registration system for the University of Malaya. Okay, our team consists of 4 pupils. The first one is me, Nur Ifa Atira binti Ismail. Next, Nur Nadira binti Ngajizan Elias Azizan, followed by Nur Jazlin Sofia binti Nazuluddin and Khairunisa Nashita binti Ahmad Sakairi. For the company background, University Malaya or UM, which is Malaysia's oldest university, is situated on a 922-acre campus in the Jalan Profesor Diraja Ungku Aziz with postcode 50603 Kuala Lumpur, Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur. Since the University of Malaya provided students with a residential college, they must store the student data. They are currently keeping the student data manually. Students must fill out the form, print it, and bring it on registration day. On registration day, the administration will collect the document. As a result, the University of Malaya requires a systematic hostel registration system to improve the efficiency of the registration process. Next, problem statement. There are 3 problem statements that we found for University Malaya hostel registration. First, data lost and do not have any backup for the data. For example, admin must maintain track of student information and keeps the student data manually. Therefore, there is a high risk of keeping student data manually because this data can be easily damaged, lost, misplaced or stolen. Second, many papers are used to record the data. For example, the admin printed and stored the student name on the list. On registration day, they need to access the file and check for the student names one by one on those papers. So all those papers may take up a lot of space and the amount of paper is increasing all the time. Third, time consuming to find the data whenever it is needed. For example, admin will require additional time to discover the student's name since they will need to search through multiple sheets of paper and maybe every file to authenticate the student's detail. Moving to the objective, the first objective is to develop a system that would make it easier for the administrator to manage registration. So, all the hostel registration can be done in one system rather than using a normal manual system. The second objective is to manage the number of hostel and the available rooms for students. Therefore, the admin can view how many rooms availability and they can put the student quickly in the available rooms. And the third objective is to trace information about students. So this can save more time for admin because they can easily access the system if they want to know about the student information such as student name, student email, student phone number, and others. Next, I will pass to Nadira to explain about business rule and ERT.
Next, for the business rule of the system, it has 7 entities which are student entity, registration entity, admin entity, FISIP entity, hostel entity, room entity, and nursery report entity. Each of these entities has its own business rule. The first business rule is for student and registration entities. These 2 entities have a one-to-one relationship where each student can register for one registration and each registration can be registered by one student. The next business rule is for admin and registration entities. These 2 entities have a one-to-many relationship where each admin handles many registration and each registration is handled by one admin. Then, the relationship between admin and fee slip entities is a one-to-many relationship. The business rule is each admin generates many fee slip, and each fee slip can be generated by one admin. Moving on to the next business rule, which is for admin and hostile entities. It is a one-to-many relationship where one admin manages many hostile and one hostile is managed by one admin. Other than that, the next business rule is each hostile contains many rooms and one room can be contained in one hostile. These two entities have a one-to-many relationship. And lastly, for admin and report entities, the business rule is a one-to-many relationship where each admin makes report and each report is made by an admin. Okay, so for the first table, which is student, the primary key is student ID. Next, for the registration table, the primary key is register ID and the foreign key is student ID, which is from the student table. The primary key for the next table, which is the admin table, is admin ID and the foreign key is register ID from the registration table. Next, the fee slip table has a primary key named fee slip number and the foreign key is admin ID from the admin table. For the hostile table, the primary key is hostile ID and the foreign key is admin ID. Okay, moving on to the next table. The room table has a primary key which is room ID and the foreign key is hostile ID from the hostile table. Lastly, the primary key for the report table is report ID and the foreign key for the admin table, which is admin ID.
Okay, next, if there are new admin, they can click register here button and registration form will pop up after they click the button. Then they can fill all the information and click the register button.
So now I'm going to show you how our system works. So here we have a login page, we have admin ID and the password. So now I'm going to key in the admin ID and the password. And key in the login. Then we are in the navigation form. So we have 6 elements: registration form, admin, hostel ID, fee slip, room detail, and the students. In the student form, we have student ID, first name, last name, gender, phone number, email, and program code. And now we are going to add a new data in the student form. After we have keyed in all the details, we are going to save the data. And then we will be able to see the new data in the student table. And now we are going back to the main menu, so we will use the main menu button. And next we are going to the admin form. This is the current list of the admin. And now we are going to add the data of the admin and we want to save it. And as we can see here, we have the new data of the admin in the admin table. And next we are going back to the main menu. Next, we continue with the hostel detail. We want to add a new data here. You'll see the new data in the hostel table. Next is fee slip. This is the fee slip form. So now we are going to add a new fee slip form. As in our objective, the admin can generate the fee slip form with the print button, and this is a new data for the fee slip. For room detail, we are going to add a new data with the new record button. So this is a new data in the room table that we just key in. The last one is the exit button where we want to log out from the system. For objective 1, which is to develop a system that will make it easier for the administrator to manage the registration. As is shown before, we have successful to make a system to help the administration to manage the registration. For objective 2, which is to manage the number of hostels and their rooms that are available for students. For the second objective, we are going to find the hostel code. For example, now we are going to find the hostel code with A, room ID, floor number, furniture code, room availability is 1. The next, for B, room availability is 2. For C, room availability is 0. And for hostel D, room available is 3. And lastly, for hostel E, room available is 1. Lastly, for the objective 3 is to trace information about student. Or we can just type in the student ID for the student that we want, and we can get all the detail about the student.
I will continue with the reports of this database system. First, we will see the admin reports, which it will display all the informations about admins, such as admin ID, admin names, admin gender, admin phone number, admin email, and also the register ID, which means what registration is the admin handle for. So next, we will see the fee slip reports, which will display the information about total amount of fee slip by fee slip number and the ID of admin in charge of the fee slip for students. So next is the report for hostel information that will display about the hostel code, hostel name, room capacity, and also the admin ID. Next is the register new admin reports, which will display the information about new admins, such as the ID, names, and gender, also phone number and email, also password. The next one is registration form, which will display about register ID, register date, and also student ID for each registration. Next, the room report that will show the room, the floor number, the furniture code, and also the room availability for new student. And lastly, the student form that will show all the information about students, such as ID, names, gender, phone number, emails, and also the course that they take. Is the report based on queries. The first one, we will create a report about the student. As an example, we choose Amsyah Mikail. So like previous, we click the create button and report. So it will display about Amsyah Mikail's information. Next, we will see the minimum fee and the maximum fee for the fee slip. So as the previous one, we click the create button and then the report. So it will display the maximum and the minimum fee, and we can also make it nice in a nice form, which is we can open the design view and then we click the things that we want to arrange. Then we click arrange and stack, so it will become like that, and then it will look nice than before. And we can also rename it into other names, such as we can change the name into the max and minimum fee. Then it will show like that. So the last one is the reports for room availability, which will display the informations the room that is still available for students. So like the previous one, we will click create button and report button. So we will display the hostel code, the room ID, the phone number, and also the room that is available for another student. So that's all from me. Thank you.